Welcome. In front of me is a Xiaomi Redmi Note 10s, and today I will show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. So we're going to begin with the first one, which is the new notification panel. As you can see, it's right here. So by default, the notification panel looks a little bit different, and if you want to have this kind of look, the new one from the Android 11, all you want to do is go into the settings. From here, notifications and control center right here, and then we're gonna go to control center style, and as you can see we have the typical one, which is the old one, and then the new one right here. And basically the way it works is you get the control center right here and only that, so it shows you all the toggles right here. And then if you want to see your notification panel, you swipe from the other side and you have all your notifications right here. So moving on to the next one, I'm just going to show you a simple split screen which allows you to use two different apps at the same time. So as an example, if you want to use something like YouTube along with a web browser, actually quickly find, there we go, there's a YouTube and a web browser. So you want to have both of those kind of open and running in the background, then access them and simply hold the application. The first application that you will open up will always go to the top. So I'm going to start with YouTube. There we go. And for some reason, oh no, never mind. There we go. It's right here, the two bars, and from here you can select the other application that you want to split screen with. So click on it and there we go. As you can see, there's our two applications running at the same time. Now, the benefit of opening up YouTube at the top is that when you open it up at the top and you play something like music, when you go home, even though it's super tiny, you have access to the home screen and can do all kinds of other things, this is still considered to be an open application. So YouTube will continue to play whatever media you had there open. Now you basically can't see what's on there, so if you're relying on actually seeing the video, I guess you just have to open it up in full screen or just split screen with some kind of application constantly. But if you only want to listen to music, having it at the top is probably the best case, because even when you go home, it will continue to play the music. Obviously, when you lock the device, it will close it or pause the video, as you probably are used to. Anyway, moving on to the next thing that I wanted to show, it's going to be the dark mode. So again, let's navigate into our settings, and from here go to the display section where you'll find light and dark mode. So obviously just a quick toggle, and you can switch between them. Now additionally, right here you do have also the option for schedule, which allows you to set up a schedule so it turns on the dark mode when you want it. So you can select it to be custom, and you can select what time it turns on and what time it turns off, which in my opinion is a really nice thing that you can do here. So moving on to the next one, and this is going to be the gesture navigation. Now normally or previously on Xiaomi it was called full screen gestures, something along those lines, and funny enough, if you go into additional settings, you can find it at the bottom, full screen display, that's how it was called, but they actually changed the name of it, and you can find it in home screen under system navigation. It's called system navigation, but in different part of the settings it's called different, and it still takes you here anyway. So anyway, let's just click on the gesture. If you're doing this for the first time, it does give you this pop-up if you want to learn them or not now. But personally, I already went through gesture navigation so many times that it's kind of hard to need a guide on them. And if you never used those before, a quick way is you swipe up to go home, swipe up and hold to go to recent, and swipe from either side to go back, which brings this arrow, as you can see. So there we go. Additionally, if you are struggling with getting the gestures correctly, sometimes you might swipe up and, as you can see, pull up the up tray. What I can recommend you to do is start the swipe up off of the bezel. So as you can see, my finger is on the bezel right now, and then you start swiping up onto the screen, and this will ensure that you always get the gesture correctly. And moving on to the last option, it's going to be the floating window, which is going to our recent applications. So you want to find an application. Now this also can be done in a way that when you receive a notification, you can interact with it and it will open up any kind of application in this kind of mode. But I'll first show you just how it looks like. So just go with good old Chrome, and you can have it right here. As you can see below the split screen, you tap on it, it will open it up in this tiny little window which can move around. You can resize it if you want to, or not apparently. I believe shrink it somehow. There we go. When you go home, it shrinks to this tiny little one, and when you want it again, you can click on it and it goes into a bigger view. So yeah, yes, this will conclude all the tweaks and tricks that I want to share. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and well, thanks for watching.